Parades on Main Street, Little League teams, community parks, and public libraries all are examples of public purposes that have come to rely on donations from social organizations and community groups offering legal gambling known as small games of chance. These clubs are allowed to offer the games to help boost their attendance, but in exchange, they're supposed to give any money the games raise to charities. But an Aid on Your Side investigation uncovered case after case of groups breaking the law by exceeding prize payout limits, failing to keep proper records, and not turning money over to the community.
They're stealing money from the charities and the other public interest purposes that are supposed to receive them.
Major John Lutz is with the Liquor Code Enforcement Division of State Police. He's responsible for making sure groups are following the law.
I don't think most of the people understand the kind of money that's being generated through small games of chance, and how much money is not being turned over to those public interest purposes as it's supposed to be.
This is an explanation of the law provided by the state. It explains clubs can't award more than $5,000 in prizes in any given week. And it also explains any money raised through small games of chance needs to be returned to the community in some way, with the only exceptions being paying out prizes, of course, and buying more of these games. Now, this happens to be a list of violations. Clubs that have broken the law since 2006, and this includes 488 instances of that happening in the Susquehanna Valley.
Often what we see are clubs that will take a certain amount of the proceeds they derive from the games and provide it to a public interest purpose, something along the lines of giving $5,000 to the local Little League or the local community park, but what they're really not saying is that they're sometimes keeping as much as $250,000 for the club.
Legal documents obtained by News 8 detail the problem. Clubs falsifying records by keeping 2 sets of books, using money from the games to subsidize food and liquor costs, even to pay employee salaries and health care bills. The documents outline hundreds of instances where clubs exceeded the $5,000 a week prize limit, many times by tens of thousands of dollars.
Often it's impossible for us to track down where the funds have gone. If they've been rolled back into the operation for purchasing the supplies, paying the utility bills, those kinds of things, sometimes paying employees.
Which is all illegal.
Which is all illegal. Those funds are usually spent, and there's no way for us to recover them.
But in one recent case, authorities were able to identify an amount. The Mechanicsburg Club in Cumberland County received several citations. A judge ordered the private club to repay $1 million to charities as part of an agreement. $1 million that was supposed to be donated to the community, but wasn't until state police stepped in.
I think the state police have better things to do than to go around and find out whether clubs are raising too much money for charity.
Ted Mowat with the Pennsylvania Federation of Fraternal and Social Organizations represents about 300 of these groups, and he doesn't try to defend anyone who is breaking the law.
We spend a lot of time trying to explain to people you have to obey the law, and it doesn't help our cause in expanding the law now when you're violating it by even more than it, in some cases, in some areas they're really blowing it by a lot.
He says part of the reason, though, some clubs choose to ignore the law is the $5,000 prize limit hasn't been updated since it was first put into place in 1988. And Mowat argues the law's wording of what constitutes a public purpose is vague.
They'll get a clear bill of health from the from the first guy in, and then 2 weeks later somebody else will circle back, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of violations.
We need to make sure that we're helping the majority, and I believe this does it.
Cumberland County Republican State Representative Cheryl Delosier wants to update the small games of chance law. Her bill would raise prize limits to $25,000 a week and allow groups to legally use some of the money the games raise to operate their clubs.
You don't see raising the limits as a reward to a group of groups that some say has a track record of violating the law.
No, I would say that, and quite honestly, I would say no, because you always hear about the bad apples. There are many groups out there, and I would say majority of the groups that are out there follow the law.
The court's updating the small games of chance law to increase prize limits, but only if that update also ratchets up enforcement of how the clubs are spending the money. Kim and Ron, we hope this first story helps people who maybe not even play these games realize this is an issue that affects them, affects their communities, and I'm sure this is a story we're going to be hearing a lot more about.
Oh, good. All right. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Well,